A lot of people are losing their jobs. There's a lot of layoffs happening.
Thousands of people are getting laid off with no savings account. I'm not posting these videos to be cute, to be your friend. Y'all, like, you need to have money set aside for emergencies. Right now, things are out of our control. The America
Out of our control. We can only control things that we can control. Things that are out of your control will drive you insane, won't they? But there's nothing that you can do but prepare for the worst. And unfortunately, at this time, it's a lot of people being laid off. And it's sad. It's sad to watch the videos. It's sad to hear it on the news that a lot of people are being laid off. And you just don't know who's next or what's going to happen next. To be living like you're walking on eggshells every day, it's terrible. And I'm sad to see the stories. I'm sad to hear it. I have so much empathy for those people who are going through it.
is in shambles, okay? Turn on the news. This is not a joke. We're like hitting a recession. Yet you want to go out on weekends, order from DoorDash, buy decorations off Amazon. Y'all, read the room. Things are scary. And I say it out of love. You cannot be spending money on things you don't need if you don't have $100K put aside. You should have a year of rent in your bank account just in case. Y'all, landlords are not sweet. They will kick you out and give your spot to the next tenant who can actually pay. Eversource, National Grid, they will cut your power off. It's time for you to take care of yourself by investing in yourself, by saving as if you have zero in the bank.
Save like you have zero in the bank. And unfortunately, a lot of people are using their last bits of money because of loss of their jobs. This is horrible right now. It's very sad to watch. I did a video a while ago regarding a young lady who recorded her layoff. And there were a lot of videos out there around the holidays when a lot of the layoffs happen. But these layoffs are happening as we speak. And there has to be like a backup plan or something that can be done to help them. It's a lot of people who are going to need a lot of help. Oh my gosh, I can't even think about it because that's an emotional time. People are in distress.
My job on Monday. No, I'm not a federal worker. I worked in healthcare and I work from home. This is not a small company. This is a company like United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Don't want to really specifically name my company, but yeah. So some of these healthcare companies depend on government subsidies to keep things going for their members. And my company was one of those. Back in November, right after the election, we had a meeting and they told us like, hey, we might be doing some layoffs and some terminations. However, we don't know yet. We're playing it by ear. Well, the day after the inauguration was the first meeting. If you received that email, you were let go. So people lost their jobs. I'm not sure how that was picked because some people that got to stay had issues like were not hitting their metrics, and some people that left had no issues whatsoever. But they have said that they have not received any unemployment, anything of that nature. Now, with me, they told me I was eligible for unemployment. I'm not sure how that's going to work since the people who's been gone since January said they ain't received a dime. A little context to this is I started this job back in March of 2024 and was in training until June of 2024. And they told us that, hey, after you've been here for 1 year, you're going to start doing some of the harder work, working in some of these government systems where you're going to have to get approved to even use these systems and things of that nature. It was all a lie. From June 2024 until like November 2024, I was trained on everything within my department. And by December of 2024, I was being required to hit all the metrics for everything within my department. On top of that, I was also selected every single time for every pilot that was sent out for us to try things out while still doing my job, while still hitting my metrics. And yeah, these are the same things that people that have been there for 5+ years, they're doing it, and they're expecting us to have 100% doing it. Said all that to say this is not to scare you. This is just telling you to be proactive. Once they told me that it was possible layoffs happening, I went and updated my resume. I started applying for different positions. The same day that I got let go, I had an interview that day. because I had already been applying. I'm not sure if I got the position or not. No, I'm not a big creator, so I don't get paid a lot of money off of here. This will be my first actual whole month in the creator program. I've never been in the program for a month yet. So I am prayerful that I'll find something else. But until then, y'all will just be seeing my face because I can't let the depression and stuff kick in. I have to keep going. So I'm encouraging all of you all to do the same. Everybody who's lost your job, everybody whose job is in jeopardy, keep pushing. We got this.
I'm sitting here. I don't want to cry, but I feel like the tears are going to start rolling. But I just got an email from a manager telling me to come into the office tomorrow and bring all my government issue equipment. So I'm thinking that they laid me off. I've been working with the IRS for a couple months now, and I just don't understand how this is legal. I have a daughter, I have responsibilities, I have bills, and he just comes and lays people off. How does he sleep at night knowing that he's taking income away from so many families?
So many families are suffering at this time with the job loss, with the layoffs, not knowing what to do next. What are the next moves? What is available for help? Like, they're going to need help. What are your thoughts on the layoffs? What are your thoughts on what you think the economy is going to look like in the next 6 months? What is the result of all of this, all of these changes?
Hardest part of being laid off is really realizing that these people are just not your friends. I worked with these people for 2 years. I got laid off in August. It is now the end of January. I have not heard from anybody, like not one person. But what I can see is them looking at my LinkedIn, like stalking my LinkedIn. I could see you when you do that. But it's like you work with these people for years and they don't care about you. But then on the other hand, if you aren't social with them, then you're a bitch and you are also on the chopping block. So you can't win. No, I was not laid off due to any performance. Like, in fact, my performance was phenomenal. Like, I blew it out the water. I know my salary was a little bit higher than everyone else's, so I'm just going to chalk it up as that. But when you're either not personable enough or too personable, you will always be on the chopping block. Especially if you're a person of color. Like, I have to... So I gotta overlaugh, overperform, go to these happy hours that I probably don't even want to go to because honestly, I don't like drinking at work no more. All for y'all to just forget about me. Like, I have to create fake friendships that take my energy from my real people for y'all really not to give two craps about me. Anyway, I'm interviewing today. I have 4 interviews this week. I've just done 1. I have 1 more today and then 2 more later on this week. Wish me luck, guys. I really need a job.
I received an email from my boss's boss that we have to have an emergency mandatory meeting today, and HR was CC'd on it. Are we getting laid off? I am so scared because I've never been laid off before. I don't know if they're going to give us like severance packages. Like, when you get laid off, do they say it's like immediate or you work for to the end of the month? I don't know how this works. Like, this cannot be happening. This was not on my bingo card for 2025.
And every meeting that gets on the calendar that's unexpected becomes like, you get the butterflies in your stomach, like, what's getting ready to happen? You hear news, you hear rumblings, you hear other people talking about possible layoffs, and then every meeting going forward, you just don't know. The not knowing is what really, really messes with your brain, messes with your head. Like, well, what's happening today? You're just living in a state of anxiety, and that is not good for anybody's mental health, their well-being, even their physical well-being. It's not good.
Like, I'm supposed to be buying a house this year. Like, this was my first job after leaving my toxic marriage. I was a stay-at-home mom for 4 years. Like, I don't see why they just can't give me a severance package for 3 to 6 months. Because, I mean, they're not going to be paying my $100,000 salary. What they going to do with the money? Just give it to me so that I can be able to make it go through and last a little bit until I can find a job. Do you know how long it took me to find a job? Do you know how long it takes to find a job with a master's degree? I know it's diabolical that we can't.
How long will it take for all of these people to find a job? All of these people are going to enter into the workforce or into the unemployment lines, basically, because they don't have jobs. Do they have jobs lined up for them to be filled? Or are there jobs out there? I don't even know.
I know it's diabolical that we can't get a job in 2 days. But this, oh my God, I'm so nervous. And then the only way I make extra income is here on TikTok and with digital products. Now TikTok about to be gone. Supreme Court meeting today. What? Oh my God. Jesus. I want to just cry, but I can't. And I don't want my kids to know. Because when I was going through my divorce, I had to get on food stamps and I had to go to the church line to get food. We were in poverty. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go.
That is so devastating. And to not want your kids to know is something we always want to protect them from as much as we can so that they are not affected and it starts to mess up their work or their school work and have them worrying about what's going to happen to mommy and daddy, what's going to happen. You want to keep as much of that information from your kids just to, make sure that they still feel like they're living in a form of normalcy.
I don't want to go back to poverty. I'm not crying on here. I gotta go. Let's pray they don't ban TikTok. And I guess I'm gonna start, creating content on YouTube. So follow my YouTube. It's in the link in my bio. I guess it's just I said I wanted to be a full-time content creator, but I need my job to buy a house. Lord.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. That's tough. It's hard to watch because that's not only her story today. So many people have gotten laid off within the past week or two. And of course, her story, I think she mentioned something about the TikTok ban. So this was prior to the current layoffs that we're seeing on the news. But to not know and then to be surprised the day that you go into the office or you get that calendar invite and you see HR is on it and you're like, hold up, something's not right here. That's scary. It's very scary. But like some of the people who said in the beginning of this video, it was a young lady, she talked about having to have a savings. We have to be prepared. We have to be prepared. And I'm talking to myself too. I need to put more in savings. More money in the savings account is a must. And not only savings, if you have investments, things like that, make sure you diversify. Make sure you're talking to your financial planners. Whatever it is that you can do to help get the money and have it in times like this, if anything happens to happen to you. I just wanted to share that. I saw those few messages or I think I saw a few news clips about people getting laid off and the federal government laying off the IRS workers and FAA and all those other types of agencies, which made me say, you know what, I'm going to make a video about the regular folks that are being laid off. Like, it's touching so many homes, so many households, so many people. It's going to be a trickle down effect that we don't want to see. We don't want to see that. I want everybody to prosper. I want people to be happy, healthy, prosperous. And unfortunately, right now, it's a tough time. But I thank you so much for being here. Feel free to share your comments, subscribe. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.